What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So now we have confirmation that we're going to get the rematch in February. The target date is February for former unified WBA, WBC, IBF welterweight world champion superstar boxer Errol the Truth Spence Jr., who has suffered the first loss of his career, looking to avenge the first loss of his career. He's now 28 wins, 1 loss, no draws, 22 wins by way of knockout. He is 33 years of age, 5'9.5" with a 72-inch arm reach. He's going to rematch 3-division world champion, former junior welterweight undisputed world champion, now former welterweight undisputed world champion, superstar boxer, who is widely acknowledged and recognized as #1 best pound-for-pound fighter in the world, in Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford is 40 wins, no losses, no draw, 31 big wins by way of knockout, 36 years of age, 5'8" with a 74-inch arm reach. With that said, they're going to rematch. It looks like the target date is in February, okay? And more importantly, we have confirmation that the rematch is going to take place at 154, okay? This is what Errol Spence wanted. This is what Errol Spence asked for, and Errol Spence is now going to receive that. So it looks like the target date is February 24th, also with February 17th on as a possibility. So February 17th and February 24th is the 2 target dates to stage this fight. Now, obviously, the Premier Boxing Champions founding advisor Al Heyman and the PBC, they are relocating, right? As we know, Showtime is getting out the business of the sport of boxing after 37 years, and that's where PBC was contracted to showcase their talents and their stable of fighters. Now Showtime is getting out of the business after 37 years of being in the sport of boxing. But now Errol Spence is going to get what he's looking for, which is the fight to take place at 154, okay? And so now many people have reached out and they're asking a question. Is this going to help Errol Spence, right? As Floyd Mayweather has stated that Errol Spence should be fighting at 160 and 168. 154 won't help Errol Spence. That's what Floyd Mayweather stated. He said that, he's just simply too big, right? And when I look at Errol Spence, I just don't understand why people say that he's just too big for 147. Obviously, he's been at that weight class for 10 years. So I understand he outgrew it, but he's too big for 154. And that 154 is not going to be enough. And that Floyd Mayweather is saying that, essentially, it won't be much of a difference when he campaigns at 154, right? And that the rematch should take place at 160. Now, I believe the 7-pound increase is going to benefit Errol Spence. When I look at Errol Spence in size comparison to guys like, as long as he's disciplined, the only way I can see this being, an issue is that just simply if Errol Spence is just simply not disciplined. Okay, if Errol Spence is not disciplined, then I understand what everybody's saying. But if Errol Spence is disciplined, I don't get it. I don't understand it, right? And so with that said, you look at Errol Spence compared to guys like 3-time junior middleweight world champion and now former undisputed junior middleweight world champion, superstar boxer Jermell Ironman Charlo, who is 35 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, 19 wins by way of knockout. But more importantly, Jermell Charlo is 6 feet tall, and his frame is bigger than Errol Spence's. When you look at Jermell Charlo in comparison, just size, while they're next to each other, Jermell Charlo is clearly bigger than Errol Spence. And Jermell Charlo has an identical twin brother who is an undefeated 2-division world champion in Jamal Lions Only Charlo. And Jamal Charlo is 6 feet tall with a 74-inch arm reach. He fights at 160. Now he's been out the ring for 2 years, so he's going to campaign. His next fight, November 25th, in 2 weeks, is going to be at a catchweight at 163 though. But their frame is both bigger than Errol Spence's. So when you hear Floyd Mayweather say stuff like Errol Spence needs to fight at 160-68, is it because undisciplined? Because how can bigger guys like Jamal Charlo fight at 160-154? Jamel Charlo fight at 54. This is the first fight, Jamel Charlo, and they're the same age. They're the same age. So we can't use the notion that, well, Jamel Charlo's younger or older. Jamel Charlo's bigger and they're the same age. Errol Spence is a few months older than Jamel Charlo, but he's bigger and they're the same age, right? Not to mention, Jamel Charlo has campaigned one weight class above Errol Spence his entire career at 154. This was the first fight he had September 30th when he faced Canelo Alvarez, and he jumped 2 weight classes from 54 to 68 to challenge Canelo Alvarez at 68. He's campaigned at 54 pretty much his entire career, right? Jamal Charlo has campaigned at 154 and 160 his entire career. They're the same age, and they're bigger than Errol Spence. Then you have guys like David Benavidez. Now, he did miss weight on the scale, but David Benavidez is enormous. He's even bigger than Jamal and Jamel Charlo, and he campaigns 68. So for Floyd to say Errol Spence should be campaigning at 60 and 68, is that just lack of discipline? Because there's no way physically he's not big as they are. He's just simply not. And in comparison, when you look at Errol Spence compared to Erickson Lubin, he's not as big as Erickson Lubin. They're about the same size, if Erickson Lubin is not slightly bigger. Tony Harrison, 6 feet tall, right? So does it come down to discipline? Nonetheless, Errol Spence is going to get the rematch that he wants, and it's going to campaign at 154. The fight is going to take place at 154. The question is this going to benefit Errol Spence? Is it truly going to benefit Errol Spence to campaign at 154 against Terrence Crawford? Is this what he's looking for? Is it going to be beneficial to Errol Spence, right? And I believe that it will be. Now, that's not an indication that he will win the fight, because Terrence Crawford was physically stronger, faster feet, faster hands. He was better in every aspect. He checked off all the boxes better than Errol Spence in their fight. July 29th, Las Vegas, Nevada, T-Mobile Arena. So the question is, can Errol Spence be better? I believe 1,000% Errol Spence will be better. Whether he wins or not is a different conversation, but I definitely think he'll be far more competitive. I think he'll have far more energy and be far more effective. Now, with that said, Terrence Crawford has the confidence. He has the momentum. He has the ring IQ. He understands what it's like to be in the ring with Errol Spence. He knows what it's going to take, what adjustments to make. That's, yet to be seen. But nonetheless, I can't wait for this fight, because I can't wait to see exactly what adjustments Errol Spence is going to make. Okay, I can't wait to see what adjustments Terrence Crawford is going to make. I can't wait to see how Errol Spence is going to look at 154. Right? I can't wait to see how Terrence Crawford is going to look at 154. Who's going to benefit the most? Right? I simply can't wait. It's going to be a chess match. Is it just going to be a continuation? Are we going into round 10? Because the fight ended in round 9. So are we going into round 10? Or are we going to go into, round 1, right? All over again. So, again, I think that it's going to benefit Errol Spence to move up to 54. I think he's definitely going to be way more competitive. I think he's going to be more effective. I think he's going to have more energy and more power. Is that going to see him be victorious is the ultimate question. So I know a lot of people, they don't want to see this rematch. They're like, man, listen, there's no reason to see this rematch. We already saw this movie before. There's simply no reason to see it again, because Errol Spence is just not competitive. But weight does matter. And to be truthfully honest, Errol Spence did look a little drowsy in the locker room before the fight. So was he weight drained? We're gonna get the answer to all those questions. I still think Terrence Crawford is going to be the victor, though. But I think it's going to be far more interesting, far more competitive. And I'm super intrigued by it just to see the chess match and the adjustments made on both sides, period. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. But it looks like February 17th, February 24th, we could possibly see this rematch. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. So all I got for y'all. I'm gone. Peace.